Everybody, welcome back or welcome to the channel where we're covering Marvel Snap. We've got some patch notes out. Oddly enough, did a video on some of the tweets that we got this morning. So now we've got the official patch notes out there. Gonna check them out, give you sort of some first takes. Let's see what we got. Friendly battles. I'm not gonna cover this too detail except for seeing what they specifically say here. You'll say the new feature, friendly battles, you can now play against friends via an in-game code. Tap the new game modes icon on the navigation bar and then tap friendly battle to get started. So one of the things that I actually want to comment that I don't like about this is that the harder you make it for somebody to do anything, I mean, literally it's clicks, right? So the idea is that you don't want people to have to do multiple clicks to get them to where their end result is. This is that mentality where there's too many clicks. You really want to be able to have a friends list or something, and maybe it's a development. They want to keep the app small thing. I mean, I just having a code, sending the code to somebody, going on Discord, you know, sending a text, sending a whatever you have to send to get that code to somebody. That to me is sort of can make this thing fall on its face. So we'll see how it shakes out. I'm a little concerned about how that is. So on the server, the Discord server that they've got now, it looks like Daniela was the one who was maybe working on this, or like her biggest contribution had to do with the UI for this battle mode, which, you know, credit to her. It seems like it looks good. I don't know if this person actually came up with a concept, but at least the UI looks pretty solid. So it looks like you can create and you can join. When you create, you get an enter code that you can put in there. This is the part I'm talking about, is where do I get the code from? How do I get it to my said friend? Am I doing that on Discord? Am I doing that somewhere else? I think the fact that you're having people exit the game or do a couple other steps here, like I said, I just don't like that. General updates, you can now change your name within the avatar menu once every 30 days. All right, I think that's cool. Anybody who might not like their name or something. Zabu has been added to Series 5 in the token shop. That makes sense. He just came from the season pack, so they're going to put him in 5 to make it so that people, you know, have a while before they can get him. Updated player support conversations now have a red dot. Great. A voice over volume slider. Thank you. Art and visual effects, added new effects for Ghost Rider when there's no card to play. All right, seems fine enough. All right, so this is the part where the real meat on the bone is. Leader, on reveal, copy all cards your opponent played to this location to the right, but on your side. So my question on this is it just on this turn, or is it up to this point? So when I see this, is this sort of like one of the Guardians cards, Rocket, Star-Lord, Gamora, Groot, where you have to Mantis, where you have to predict that, okay, well, I think they're going to play something here, and whatever they play, that hand goes to the right of where you're at. Okay, like that to me makes this card sort of not trash, but it's like, I don't, there's too much RNG into that for me. And if you use it on the right, it's worthless. I don't love that, or if they had a stipulation, if on right side, then play it to the left. But for me, this will depend on if it means that turn or everything up to that point. If it's everything up to that point, I think this card's still a good, fun card to play. If it's not, I don't know. The dev note here is Leader's prominent finisher. We're not happy with some of the card choices and play patterns he encourages, especially strength against other cool 6-cost cards. We're changing Leader to only copy cards played at the location to his right, with more base power to compensate. So he costs 6, and it looks like you've got his power of 7, so that helps with that. But again, is this on, like I said before, that determines everything for me. We hope this change will reward clever players. Yeah, I can see it. Wolverine, 2 out of 2. It used to be 2 out of 3. When this is discarded or destroyed, regenerate at a random location with +2 power. Now, I like this. I think that while it was neat to have him in a deck or destroy deck and hope that maybe, you know, you get him landed in a spot that you can't play any cards on, Sanctum Sanctorum, stuff like that. I do like, he just felt sort of worthless, where it's kind of like, all right, he hops around the locations, like, but doesn't really do anything. So I like that this is now, maybe you could build around that a little bit. I mean, I don't see him becoming a gigantic meta card where he's, you know, ends up with like plus 10 or plus 15 points or anything like that, you know, unless you have some sort of thing where like on reveal happens twice and you keep like destroying, he just randomly keeps popping at that location, and so does the destroying card, and they just keep cycling through and he just keeps going. Yeah, but that would be like a high level RNG situation, which I don't think would happen much. So I like this so far. I know some are worried that it'll get nerfed. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it will. I mean, unless there's going to be some sort of repeat situation like what I said. The dev note, he said, Wolverine sees virtually no play at the moment, which is a bummer given how iconic he is. That's very true. We're giving him a substantial buff to reward plays for activating his effect and create new deck building options at both low and high collection levels. And like I said, I could see that. I think that's, I welcome this change. Obviously, as a Wolverine fan, of course. I think he's a wonderful Marvel character. So I like what I see in here. We have updated his text from play to regenerate to better reflect his gameplay functionality. This is purely a favor of clarity and choice. Oh, regenerate at a random location. All right. I like that. So that way, because sometimes locations say if you play a card here, so they're saying regenerate. I think that's just a smart text fix. Let's see. Text only updates. In addition to Wolverine, a few cards use the word play in their text, but don't actually play anything. This small update aims to avoid players misinterpreting how these cards interact with triggers that specifically playing a card, Hela and Jubilee. All right, I like that. Sentry using more inconsistent language to similar effects. All right, so these two balance updates, Leader and Wolverine. The Wolverine one I definitely like quite a bit. Like even they say with newer players or higher level ones, I think that's great. The Leader one, like I said, I think this is going to depend on whether it's about all the cards that are already played. I think that for a card that costs 6, it should be about the cards that are already played there so that you can, you know, copy them to the potential location to your right, which I think could actually be kind of fun. It's that sort of gotcha card that you throw in at the end to really sort of slam your opponent. Location updates, text updates to the raft, removing the word draw for accuracy. Okay. Vibranium means removing a card for brevity. All right. Bug fixes. Killmonger no longer has the incorrect translation in non-English. Android pinning a token card, then tapping the device back should no longer unpin. UI elements no longer clip. Okay. Fix an issue that could freeze the game when entered in season pass. An issue that could sometimes allow cards other than Shocker to be removed from the deck during a deck edit tutorial. Interesting. News items should now show in date order. All right. Fix an issue that caused some artists to clip out the UI frames. The ping ring should no longer show in the incorrect places, and turn button no longer switch from 1, 0. Okay. Murder World no longer causes a delay at the end of turn 3. Maria Hill should no longer have a chance to spawn and release cards. Oh, that was interesting. Spawning unreleased cards. That's kind of... Can you imagine getting a card who's like, wait a minute, I've never even... This card doesn't exist in the game. Wakanda's visual effects could show in the wrong location, a mirror dimension. Warmir's text should no longer gray out. Armor's visual effects disappear correctly. Season pass, have any more? So a lot of visual effects here. Absorbing Man and Odin that could cause turns to take too long. Fast forward visual effects. Improve some UX to the cloak's location. Update of Venom and She-Hulk variant avatar that were not correctly aligned with the background. All right, so nothing really else in there. Known issues list. All right, and that's it. So we'll just briefly look over these. Enemies titles aren't fully centered. Matchmaking. Notifications don't disappear for claimable rewards. Atlan can occasionally cause a match to stall. Passing a deck full of the same card can crash the game. How do you even do that? How do you get a deck full of the same card? Celebration VFX for unlocking and purchasing item can be slow. Altar of Death doesn't give you the bonus energy of Green Goblin, Hobgoblin. Oh, okay, so that's still known. Death cost shows an cost update UI when no cards have been destroyed. A player disconnects from a friendly battle. The game expiration time is no longer is too long, and the remaining player has to go through too many rounds to finish the game. Taking no action at the end of a friendly battle. All right, so there's some stuff they're still working on here. I'm not seeing anything that's like, oh my gosh, why haven't you fixed this? Two players snap at the same time in a friendly battle can cause the health bar colors to show incorrectly. All right, something to expect. Chibi Spider-Man from the Line in the Sand bundle doesn't animate at higher rarities. Rogue steals an ability from a card at Gamma Lag before the notification activates. She retains the ability text, but not the ability, and doesn't count as a card without an ability. Oh, that's interesting. That'd be annoying. You play rogue on that, and then it doesn't work right. Oof. Token shop doesn't display reference cards. Token shop. Playing more than one absorbing magnet in a row can cause a loop. Angela doesn't get buffed by cards returned by Luke's bar if she's already active at the location when new cards are played. Disconnecting from a friendly battle and connecting to a new game with a new code puts you in the previous battle. Okay, so there's going to be some friendly battle issues, obviously. So this thing is all about really these two updates, Wolverine and Leader. I think both are welcome. I know a lot of people really thought Leader was a terrible, just, you know, card that didn't make the game fun. I get that. I think this is a welcome change. That, again, assuming it's not like a Guardian type play where you have to know if they're going to play it there and it's the location. I think that is super cool. And I welcome the Wolverine update. So let me know what you think, whether you're a beginning player, an endgame player. I think these are good changes. I'm looking forward to continuing playing this game in the future. If you want to help support the channel, please share with your friends, you know, anybody you're playing the game with. I want to try to grow the channel as much as I can and learn about the game and hopefully provide different insights into decks that I like. And that's really what I want to get to at the end of this, is understanding and playing in the decks at a higher end. So hammer down the like button, click notification bells, all that sort of thing. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.